Hello, everybody. It's Sabre Wolf, and yeah, so last night was rough. So I tried to stream my Guild Wars 2 last night on YouTube. That didn't work out very well because YouTube had this bits limit that I couldn't reach. Apparently, my computer didn't like. So I went back over to Twitch. Twitch likes my streaming fine, so I'm just gonna keep doing it on Twitch until I can get a brand new computer so I can stream it to whatever level YouTube wants me to do it at. Then I did the stream last night. It was for 3 hours long. I was going over the new the three new specializations for Guild Wars 2. And yeah, that was rough because I was sleep deprived. I was up for awake for like already 20, 21 hours at that point. And when you try to theory craft, when you haven't gotten much of any sleep yet, you don't exactly stay awake very well. So I kept passing out. So trying to do the stream last night. So this is going to be a re-abridged version since I already made everything already. So this will be a lot quicker stream version as my seat falls down again. This will be a lot quicker version of that video I did last night because I won't be falling asleep half the time. So, anyways, so yeah. So first of all, let me adjust this light because for some reason everything's washing out behind me. So first of all, I do want to catch your attention. I got 2 more videos coming out today. I went to CT GamerCon last weekend. So that was really fun. It got me doing my thing again and everything. So that was real cool. Yesterday, if you haven't checked it out yet, Cheer Up Games. This is a game kind of like Cards Against Humanity. Um, this game kind of like Cards Against Humanity. It's you draw a couple cards and you have a question that you got to answer with those cards, and then they throw in a loop with a like an innuendo card or something like that that you have to add on to those cards. Now the cool thing about this version is, as opposed to Cards Against Humanity, is like you can have like a couple cards in your hand that you had at the beginning of the game, and it's been like 6, 7 turns later, and you still have those cards in your hand because they might be proper nouns or something. But in this only lets you have only a couple cards in your hand. You got to refresh it every single round. So this keeps your cards fresh in your hand. It gives you more chances to win each round and like that. So I do recommend this. I do not, they do not pay me or anything like that. I bought this game with my own hard-earned money. But if you want to check that video out, that's already on my YouTube already posted there on that part. Okay, so yeah, so check that video out, and also later on today, another game from Cheer Up Games is Swearments. In fact, this one, which is the non-suitable for work version, just came out only about 4 weeks ago. So this portion of it's brand new. But this is Swearments. It's very similar to the other one, except it's more pocket size, and you have to combine your cards to come up with a slang term. And it's got swear words and stuff like that in it. So maybe not for kids. Obviously, this one's not for kids. This one's a little more youthful. But there's 480 different combinations between both of them if you want to combine them together. But check that video out. It'll be premiering tonight at 6 p.m. on my YouTube channel. So check that out. So 14 up, 17 and up there. And this one right here, this is heavy. This box is heavy. This has over 500 cards, and it's actually not that. It's not that expensive either. So check these out. I have them on my YouTube page if you want to learn about a little more about them. Okay, and that window is killing me softly with its song. All right, let me let's see. Auto that real quick. Holy crap. That light is just killing my camera right now. Hi, son. Go away. I gotta get a blackout curtain over here, I guess. But anyways, that's about the best I can do for now for that. But check those games out again on my YouTube page. But further ado, let's get back into my Guild Wars 2 again. Like I said, but last night, if anybody actually caught it, this is kind of what I do, because I'll even show you this here. This is what I do. I theory craft. I'm a theory crafter, so I try, as you guys know, I try to make builds Not necessarily just to break the game, but to make the game as efficient and as fun as possible. And a perfect example of that I can give you would be this right here. Let's see. Like this right here, for instance. This is a picture of the Sabre's notebook area here, um, where I like do notes. This is my Pokemon notes to try to make a well-balanced team to cover all different avenues. Um, let's see, where's the one I'm looking for? The one I'm looking for is actually from Wreckfest, believe it or not. Um, actually, it might be this page right here, right between here. Nope. Here we go. There we go. And you also have this. Yeah, I'm a smart cookie. Um, these are all the balances of horsepower to power to weight ratios to turning ability rates and like that, and trying to find the sweet spot of all my favorite cars from Wreckfest. Yeah, I put it all out on paper, guys. All right. So this is a look, and I drive myself nuts. I stay up until like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, just doing this kind of stuff. I have notebooks all over the place around me. But that's kind of what I do. I mean, you guys reap the rewards for my craziness or whatever you want to say, for doing that, because you guys reap the rewards of it because I give you the builds that you don't have to do the work. So with that in mind, we're gonna go head over into my Guild Wars 2 here. We got Ryan here. Of course, if you follow us again tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on my Twitch channel on Sabre Gaming 2Ms. We're doing in the final fight with the dragon. Ryan, actually, we're going to back it up a little bit to Ryan trying to get up off the dirt to might be able to kill the dragon. I got to roll 15 or higher to try to get off the dirt, and then I have to get all my attacks in. So hopefully we can get in to kill the dragon. That second round of the dragon fight is again tomorrow, 7 p.m. on my Sabre Gaming channel. But you're not here for that right now. You're here for my Guild Wars 2. So we made these characters last night, half asleep. I'm also trying to find a character to have for my littlest dude. I might have this one be it, the Black Sylvari guy. And he might be the warrior version of it. But we're going to go through each one. So we're going to go through and look at the Catalyst, we're going to look at the Vindicator, and we're going to look at the Bladesworn. We're going to do the Catalyst first. The Catalyst was the most interesting one I saw because of the hammer ability for the Elementalist, which I thought was going to be a good pairing. Because you know me, guys, if you ever followed me along from Guild Wars 1 to Guild Wars 2, I have not been a fan of the Elementalists. I just cannot play them. The only build I could ever play with them on was a solo capper in AB in Guild Wars 1, and I had two versions. I had the mass meteor swarm fire one, and also had the lightning based one that could get rid of all the main enemies on a platform immediately, and then have speed boost to try to get around the map. And I could do it fast enough where literally I could do it by myself, like no problems. But those are the only two Elementalist builds. Oh, well, and of course Flag Runner for GVG, but I don't really count that one because that's just a specialized thing. And the other one is kind of specialized too, but that's even more specialized if it's a specific role on a team. So that was the Elementalist Ritualist, which I think the Ritualist took over later. I think was a better version of it. But yeah, so our Elementalist Monk because of the hard res. So yeah, so this is the Catalyst. It's the new Elementalist build for the hammer. We're just waiting for the game to load up here, of course, because I'm streaming and the computer's not that great right now. But we're trying. We are trying. We're working our way through. All right. So we figured on this build, I figured to stick with lightning and water. On this build, we're using Shattering Ice, Invigorating Air, Arcane Shield, because you're in melee combat a lot. You can get out of melee combat, but this is kind of emergencies. Now we have Elemental Clarity. When you range your sphere, you gain different boons depending on what sphere you're in, like that. We found out that the air tuned, when you tune the hammer, it gives you a ranged ability, so it's similar to the what is it? The Guardian. The Guardian with the hammer is actually a ranged ability, not a melee build for that. And we switch over to water, and it gives us a whole new skill set down here. So we got Rain of Blows and some healing and some tankiness. So I kind of like the water, kind of like the air to try to get through there. And again, we do have a checked out. So this is a leap, so we target so 4 to leap in. We have our attacks in. We have a 4 attack hit right here. 4 attacks here. We have that circling sphere, which seems to be the 3 skill in all of them. And of course we have a 5 skill, which is a cleansing kind of attack there. If we need to get out of dodge, we can always switch over to the lightning side, hit 4 again. So instead of dodging, jumping in, we run backwards and actually run out of range from our attacks. We actually have to step back in. And you can see that is the thing there. So, I'll step back so that person knows he can just run in there and use it if he wants. I guess he doesn't want to. Oh, there he goes. So that's that, and of course you have. Okay, I guess he doesn't want to use it. So we'll do down here again. So we also got a ranged ability. So you have AOE range skills. Oh, I hit the wrong one there. 5. There we go. So you have two AOE skills. We got our ranges attacks there. And if you want to get back into combat, we just switch that. Hit 4. Switch back in, and you can go like that. So that's pretty cool. You can bounce in and out, and you have your, of course, you got your deployed J Spear, which you summon a J Spear. It's another combo field. So when you have your lightning mode, it gets another AOE effect. Don't have that one keybound yet, so I'll have to find a key to keybind it. You might find it with 0 and change my ult, which is your 10 skill, which is your ultimate skill, I guess you could say. I'll change that to another button. But yeah, I might change that to this one. So we'll do that another time. So I like this build. And then for numbers, let me get up here to make sure I'm out of combat. Alright. So make sure we're out of combat now. So bring up a hero. So the build set I have, what is the water, arcane, and catalyst. Water is your melee, you're getting into combat a lot, and you're tanky, like the water kind of tankiness. So I'm taking 111, 131 for the arcane, and then get off that, and I'm taking 111 again. So it's pretty good. So we're taking the 1 for soothing ice to get the regen, in Frost Aura when you critically hit, and we're boosting the critically hits up as we're attacking. So this is going to be like this is a very offensive build, but at the same time you're getting your defense from being a soak, from getting the regen like that. You also get the cleansing for the conditions and all on top of the cleanser here. And somebody's fighting next to me, so let's get away. Up here.
Never capitulate.
All right. Close water. Okay, then we got the Arcane Precision. Increase the your critical strikes, inflict conditions. And then, so we're going to boost our critical. We want to build our critical strikes a lot. I got the block energy shield because you're going into melee a lot with this hammer build because with the water. And also you have burn nearby foes. Excessive arcana. Cast a skill when you dodge, based on whatever you tune to. So water, you cleanse ability, you cleanse condition again. And blinding flash, you blind stuff around you when you do a dodge roll. And down here at the bottom, damage reduction again because you're just kind of a tanky, soaking hammer build. You gain increase outgoing damage when you gain auras. And then stability, you can't get knocked down or anything because you're in that front line area. You're not going to be trying to prevent you being knocked down. We do need to find some ways to get critical strikes up. So might have to look into that a little more. Maybe we change it a little bit. From maybe getting off water, putting in more offense in there. I'll have to look at that more. That's pretty much what I have so far. But again, something's gonna change. This is beta. Everything's might be changing and everything. But that's what I have so far. So, so that is the catalyst. And again, and using the build, I mean, I'll have to get used to it. I'm not one for juggling in and out, in and out, in and out of various, the other attunements and like that. Never really care for doing that. I just like something straightforward and hard hitting, and just go on my merry way. Which is probably why I like my warriors so much in that respect. We're gonna go to we're gonna do the Bladesworn next. Was it Bladesworn or was it the Vindicator? Let's go to the Vindicator next, actually. I'm gonna go. Oh, why did it put me in Lion's Arch? Oh, because I didn't try out the build. That's right. So this is gonna take a little longer to load, guys. So a little bit of the Vindicator while it's loading. This is not the Gunblade one. The Gunblade's the other one, which is a pistol offhand. But you combine your pistol and you shove it into a greatsword and you turn into a second weapon. So Bladesworn's weird because you have 3 weapons, but we'll get to that later. So Vindicator with the Revenant, I don't hate it. Okay, guys, I don't hate the build for the Revenant. I don't. It's just that I don't like the forced juggling that you have to do with it. And I'll explain that when we get into back into the game whenever it loads. But I didn't like the forced. Let me go back a little bit. So the Vindicator, of course, with the Revenant, you're based on past spirit heroes that you manifest to try to help you in your combat. So this goes back to the Luxon and the Kurziks. But let me know in the comments if you were a Ninja Turtle or a Tree Hugger. I should probably show you my allegiance when I was in Guild Wars 1. But anyways, I fought both equally. I had a Kurzik group and I had a Luxon group. The Luxon group was actually my competitive group. I had a Kurzik group just so I could get the Kurzik points up for all those skills because of PvE. But yeah, let me know if you're a Ninja Turtle or a Tree Hugger. Let me know if you're in the comments below for Guild Wars 1. But this is based on St. Victor and Agamoris. By switching between the two of them, between Agamoris with the spear and St. Victor with his urn, which also goes back to the ritualist thing. The only thing I don't like about this is build down here is that when you use a skill, it flips over to the blue side. So orange is offense, blue is defense. Which, on that note, it would make more sense if the Luxon were blue because of Ocean, they were in the Jade Ocean, and Kurzik was maybe green or red because they were in the trees. That would make more sense. So if you guys, if Arena, if you could change that blue was the Luxon, green was Kurzik, it would make more sense on the bar. But I understand that red means fight, blue means defense, and that's been a general color concept there. So I get that. I'm just thinking thematically for for the actual build there. So about being water and trees. But I digress. So like I said, when you use a skill, it flips over to the blue version, which is defensive. So if I want to dash in and do it again, instead of dashing in, I'm rolling backwards. I'm not sure exactly how that is helpful anyway. I really don't. So, I'm not sure how that's helpful because you bounce. Because I want to dash. Oh, I want to dash again. Well, I can do that. I can hit 7 to dash in, but then I have to hit this alliance tactics to flip back over to the red version. So now everything else is blue except for that one skill just used, which is red. And juggling, I can do, and then I can do the dash again, and also have 3 to dash with as well to try to get into combat. But now I'm waiting for 8 seconds on both before I can eat to try to do another dash in to try to get another target again. So I can hit. So now I have to hit that skill again to switch back over to red mode, and then I'm back on red mode again. If the if this just forced it to go one way or the other, and not the skills that you hit forced it one way or the other, that would be fine with that. Like pick one or flip one or flip the other. Don't flip back and forth on its own to flip back and forth on its own, because I can do this here and then flip it. Oh, or well, that didn't work because I hit the dwarf skill. But anyways, let me flip it back out of this. Sorry about that. So now you see half my bar is on blue and half my bar is on red. And so and there's no way to get out of it unless I use those skills specifically, or I have to wait for this one to flip it. Then half my bar is still on blue and half my bar is still on red. So this is going to get really confusing for a lot of players, a lot of newer players too. That's try to use this build. So I would recommend it to just have your alliance tactics flip it one way or flip it the other way, not double flip. The double flip's going to get really confusing for a lot of people. Um, and I was playing with it last night, and I just was like, okay, so in order to do this, I have to do 7, then I have to flip tactics, going to do 7 again, but now I have to wait 10 seconds before I can do that because I wanted the attack version, I don't want the dodge version. Just flip it to be defense mode or attack mode. Don't, like I said, don't double flip. I don't like that. Just have it one way or the other. Don't have it like a 3-way, like 3 different ways. Not 3-way. No, don't have it 3 different ways, okay? It just does not make sense to me. And even your ultimate skill changes to either a heal version or an attack version. If I want to attack and I want to be in attack mode, I can't use it. Because I want to be in attack mode, not defense mode. So, I don't know. I mean, I like the concept of being able to flip, flip, flip. That's cool. But I want to control it. Like, I don't want to be mixed up in the middle of half defense, half attack when I want attack mode, or want to be in defense mode because I'm getting my butt handed to me. I need to get access. I want to access, like, okay, defense mode, boom, let's go to defense mode and be in defense. I still got my cooldown to force me not to go back into attack mode. So if that could do that, that'd be great. That's my 2 cents on this skill bar here. Like I said, you have to flip these. So if I'm all orange mode, I have to hit that, then I have to hit this. Now everything's in orange mode, and like that. So it's very much like Elementalist, where you have to flip flop and like stuff like that. But yeah, I digress. But from a build for this, I have Retribution, Devastation, and Vindicator. Going for close quarters. Reduce strike damage dealt to you from foes because you're in melee, because you're using your sword attacks. Resolute evasion, gain resolution when you dodge. And then while you have resolution, all dealt damage is increased. And you gain might when you strike foes. Resolution granted is on you last longer. So, which doesn't really work too well in this way, I guess, because I guess if you hit this, because your bar is going down one way or the other way, you have to balance it this way. So I guess maybe that helped balance it. But this is weird mechanics though, because we have newer mechanics going on certain things. Some things do work, some things don't. Like you'll see with the Bladesworn later. Aggressive agility, movement skills, remove immobilizations because you want to be mobile. Increase ferocity, and then battle scars, applying vulnerability, which we get from your 2 skills and your 1 skill, so that compounds it to is increased while you are below the health threshold. So this combines with this, so it bounces on each other. So and then we have amnesty of Xingje. That's their might boosting. Then we got Song of the Arboreum for vigor, for energy reduction vigor, because dodge. Because, oh yeah, the dodge ability. One more thing on that. So the dodge ability you only get one use of. Not two, not three, one. And with that dodge ability, you jump up in the air and you can land somewhere else later on down the line. Which is interesting. And the reason why I did this is because look how long this bar is taking to fill up. It's taking a very long time. So I have the vigor, which is off of gain resolution after you dodge, so I gain resolution up from dodging from there. And then I get vigor off of the unwavering avoidance from retribution. That's why I check retribution. And I'm also getting it from Song of Arboreum, which they do stack. So see, if I take it off, it goes down to 50%. If I put it on, it goes up to 75%. So they do stack between Song of Arboreum and unwavering avoidance. And because you only have one use of your dodge ability, you need to recharge this as fast as possible. So 75% increase endurance regeneration to get that vigor effect really helps with that. So we get the vigor effect, we can increase vigor, try to boost it up a little bit as fast as we can to cut down on that. And after we use that ability, because we get death drop, we're going to cause the vulnerability, and we're going to increase our damage output from within. So we're jumping in, kind of like Pantheon from League of Legends, and we're going in, jumping in, and we're doing the extra heavy damage that way. So once again, on that, we have Retribution 221, Devastation 113, and Vindicator 231. Might change the resolution, because maybe the resolution doesn't really work. Oh, well, its incoming condition damage is decreased. So it does help with tankiness. You jump in, you hit the ground, you get a little bit of tankiness for the incoming condition damage. So it does help when you jump in and you get that little bit of defense there. So that's my build for the Vindicator. So last but not least, we're going to take a look at the Bladesworn, which the Bladesword one seemed to be the most pliable, although I will say Bladesworn is very Final Fantasy VIII, for lack of a better term. And I played Final Fantasy VIII. There was a Gunblade. That Gunblade was the sword with the gun on it, and that's where this concept kind of comes from there. From that. So yeah. So we're loading in. So the Bladesworn, you do have a offhand pistol. It would make, for me, it would have made more sense to have it be just a greatsword, but they elected to not only give you a pistol offhand, which I had pairing with a sword because sword and pistol, why not? They actually give you an unsheathed gun saber, which you can have out there the entire time, kind of like an engineer, so to speak. So you can actually have 3 weapons on you. So you can have your ranged rifle to be full range, or a longbow. You can have sword and pistol if you'd like, if you really want to have that. Which gives me vulnerability and crippling and bleeding like that, some condition stuff. Or you can just switch right into that blade and have all your ammo and like that, like this and that. So this is very ammo based, where you have a recharge in the skill, but you also have amount of ammo that has to refresh itself on a separate window. So if I just use my 2 skill real quick. I shot the gun. Now on the outside of this, you see this kind of line going around the outside of that skill. The skill right here. That's recharging up to have ammo, so now it's back up to 2 again. So it has a double cooldown. So think of this like World of Tanks, where you have a multi-shot turret, or a multi-shot cannon. And you have extra ammo And after you shoot that ammo, the next reload comes in behind it while you still have one in the chamber. It's that kind of concept from World of Tanks that we're looking at here for this. Um, and you could just stay in this mode. Like you could stay in this mode and just be like 1-1-1-1-1-1. Well, this is recharging or refilling like that. Or if you need to get out of it, you can switch back into your sword pistol, and you still got your dash. You still got your, um, I have a double dash actually. So because 4 pistol and 2 savage leap is both a dash ability to get into combat. And then you do have your evade backwards, which is the dragon spike mine to jump out to get back out of combat. Okay, I can only listen to waypoint sounds for so long, where it gets really annoying. All right, like a rock. Okay, and you got your tactical reload, which reloads ammo on all your profession skills. So this is a hard just shove bullets in there and just keep on going. So with that, so with that in mind, so let's go over the build. Now this build I actually really like. This loadout. We're using Discipline, Arms, and Bladesworn, of course, because of specialization. For Discipline, we're going 2-2-3. We're doing Warrior Sprint. You run faster while wielding a melee weapons, which that counts, I believe, as a melee weapon. And you deal increased strike damage while you have Swiftness. How do you gain Swiftness? Well, we're gaining Swiftness off of this one. Movement skills grant Swiftness and increase flow rate. So in other words, like when you use your 2, your 4, or even your 8 ability on just your regular bar of pistols, or you use the Bladesworn part, which which one is it? Lunge forward. So your 5 skill, you gain that swiftness that you need. So that gives you the swiftness, which gives you the increased damage of 3%. Then we have, then we go down the line here. We got the deal increased strike damage per boon on your target. Just, in case they keep buffing themselves, you're going to keep increasing the damage every time they buff themselves. And then burst skills deal more damage, grant swiftness, and restore a portion of the adrenaline spent. So this is your adrenaline bar here, your flow, which is called flow. And this does combine together. So when you use this ability, you're actually locked in place. You can't move until you use the skill to attack with your dragon trigger. But after you use that ability, you gain the swiftness out of that, and you can pursue your target. And because you get the swiftness from the other way, you actually get the increased attack damage too. So it all kind of combines good together. So which is why I chose Discipline. You also get the faster weapon switching because you have 3 weapons at your disposal. You can use your long range, short range, and you got your gunblade. And then you gain might when you swap weapons. Burst skills gain reduced recharge, so you actually get a reduction to this as well. So Discipline works really well. Now I chose Arms because you gain expertise based on your precision. Burst skills inflict vulnerability, so now you get your vulnerability stacks when you hit with that burst skill to cause even more damage when you pop onto there. Um, and And if you land a critical hit, because we're also increasing our critical hit chances here, forcing it to be a critical hit on that burst skill, we're definitely going to increase that vulnerability from to 10 to gain the extra damage in there. Then we currently mentioned Swift of the Wind. So that we got the Flame Shell Burst, just extra burning. I didn't really see any other one of the ones that really work there. The final ammo round I couldn't really understand. I didn't really see the skills like going down any. Then Unyielding Dragon Slash becomes unblockable, so this will always hit and ignores your blindness and stuns, and you stuns a foe on hit. So this is all about trying to generate this up to hit the burst damage, to get the vulnerability stacks in there, to make it unblockable, make it crit automatically, and like that. So this is pretty cool how it flows like that. And of course you got your ferocity increase there. You get your no, that just gives you your flow bar there, and the flow bar does count with that. If you are struck while in Dragon Trigger, gain protection. Okay, so this gives you a little extra tankiness, you know, because you're fighting in melee. Um, so that's kind of cool. The weapon looks kind of weird. I mean, it looks like they stuck like uh, Barrett's gun hand on the top of a longsword. So it kind of looks a little weird. Um, I think they could have done a better job, and you can't sheath it. You have to actually get out of it and then sheath your weapons that way. So you can't just sheath it on your back like a great sword can. Um, and then your healing's okay. Healing's not too bad. It's you get initial heal and a delay heal, kind of like an engineer. And well using skill, well, stim state, grants some boons. So that's a pretty cool build. I took flow stabilizer for not getting knocked down. I took armament to do crippling and removes immobilize for myself because of evade. Armament and also this as if the person's crippled it becomes mobilized. So these two skills can stack on top of each other. So if I'm being chased, I can hit 8 to dodge back,
I
and
can
hit
outrun a
9 to
centaur.
put a line in front of it. So now I can cripple them by hitting the mine right there. And if they hit the mine, they keep coming at me through the barrier. It actually immobilizes them, so it even slows down even more. So that kind of combines those two kind of combine together nicely. You can, however, switch over to tactics, which makes the cripple already immobilize them. That would work too. However, I do like all the other lines because the other two lines in tactics didn't really work as well. So I decided to do it that way because I like the higher end, like the all the other key points that key spots that you can get on discipline and arms that you could on tactics. So I kind of like that more. So again, we're doing discipline 223, arms 121, in place form 222. That's my builds for that. But again, this is all, of course, subject to change, of course, with the whole thing being in beta right now. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, and this is all subject to change because this is in beta like that. I do hope that with the comments I made for the Revenant, maybe they'll change it to that. Just have that be attack mode or defense mode. Don't bounce them back and forth like 3 times mode kind of deal. All right. But I'll do it for this stream. Of course, I'll do another stream when we have the last 3 specializations, which is like the Ranger, like that. Looking forward to those. But again, let me know what you guys want because, like I said, I still have this character slot open for my newest son that I had a couple years ago, and I do have a character for each of my pups. This one and this one. So I do need that third one, the third slot filled there, for them. So I am thinking about maybe this guy with like he had a mohawk. He has like black with red with mohawk hair, so it's kind of cool, doing it that way. But yeah, so that's my take on the specializations. Again, I'll make another video when the third one comes out. Of course, I did not make the first one. Wow, that's bright. I'm just gonna go back to the other Guild Wars 2 mode because that's bright as hell right here. Um, but I didn't get to the first one because I was too busy in Maine getting married. So if you're wondering why I didn't do a video for the first specializations, I was in Maine. Okay, I was trying to get married. I have priorities here, guys. Okay. But again, don't forget, check out my videos on YouTube that I have about these 2 games. I went to CT GamerCon tomorrow night. D&D, Knights of D&D, Friday Night Dice, Minds of Fendelver. We're gonna finish that fight with the dragon. My character has a chance to get back up off the dirt and try to kill that dragon in that same turn. So let's hope that it can happen. Once again, I am Sabre Wolf. Thank you, and you all have a good day.